Oh, hi. Please go sit.
Thanks. Thank you for seeing me at such late notice. I've had the most tragic week.
That's okay. I had a client cancel on me earlier. So what do you want to talk about? We couldn't wait until next week.
5 of my co-workers left the job this week. It's just been terrible. Everything has been so wrong since Chris took over the company.
So why don't you tell me what happened?
Well, I guess it all started with Eddie and Phil. We were both arguing over who would get to be in control of the Beacon account. They went into a client meeting. It was a complete disaster. They started arguing about it in front of the client. Chris was furious. He fired them both on the spot.
I see, but how did you come into this?
Well... Oh, it's just you. Hey, no, just coffee. Thanks, Izzy. I just heard my rap with Phil and Eddie. Talk about office drama.
I know, I just can't believe that Chris would do that to Phil. It's just so wrong.
What do you mean? I know that they were arguing over the Beaver account, but didn't they just get fired?
They both got fired, but did you hear about the payments?
Oh God, what's Chris done?
He's decided that Eddie will receive his retirement package, but Phil won't.
What? But why? Can he even do that?
I think it's just Chris having a power trip, and technically he can't do that because he's head of the company. It's just so unfair.
I just can't believe he would do that.
Well, it's true, and it gets worse. Chris put you and I in charge of the pays this year, so that means we're the ones who have to put the paperwork through for this.
Talking about a feel-good day at the office. How do we even do that?
Well, personally, I wasn't planning to do it at all.
And we have to. He's the head of the company. I don't feel comfortable with it either, but we don't really have a choice.
I don't care, I'm not going to do it. He's being unreasonable.
You can't go against what Chris has decided. You just can't. You'll lose your own job if you carry on like this.
Well, I've made up my mind, and that's final. I have it all planned out. Tonight when I put through the pays, I'm going to put through payments for both Eddie and Phil.
That is suicide. You are never going to get away with it. Is there anything I can say to change your mind?
No, there isn't. I'm just doing what's right. Phil has a family and responsibilities, and depriving him of a payment package is completely immoral.
And if you go through with this and Chris finds out, you could stand to lose a lot more than just your job.
Fine, Iz, be a coward. I hope you sleep well tonight.
I'm sorry, Anne. I really am. But I'm not the one who chose to have an argument in the first place. Really? They dug their own graves.
Justify it however you like, Izzy. Just leave me alone. I'll do it myself.
That's what you really want.
So you refused to help her put through the payments?
Yeah, I refused.
But you agreed then it's reasoning.
Of course I did. I mean, Chris was being completely immoral.
Then why didn't you help her?
I'm scared of what Chris would do to me. He is so powerful. In our industry, he's got so many connections that he can blacklist you from almost any company in the country.
So after she put them through, what happened?
Well, naturally, Chris found out the next day and called an office meeting. Anne owned up to everything straight away about putting through the payout. She even told Chris that he was being malicious by not putting it through himself in the first place.
And how did Chris react?
Well, he lost his temper completely, fired Anne on the spot and assured her that she wouldn't get any payout package.
And what did you say to that?
Well, I tried to stick up for Anne. I told Chris that I thought he was being unfair, and I told him that he should have just put through the payment packet in the first place for Phil and for Eddie. That he wasn't for having any of that.
I see. How did the rest of your co-workers react to this?
Well, after Chris fired Anne, he was so angry he kicked all of us out of the office. We all felt pretty uncomfortable. Didn't really want to say anything to him then. We went on with our day, and then later on, Chris called a second meeting. We all went up, and Chris told us that he was saying how he felt about Anne. He was going to fire her, she wasn't going to get paid out, and that was the end of it. The room was really quiet, uncomfortable. There was some sort of vibe going around the room. And then, oh, it was terrible. Harry, who I think's always had a bit of a crush on Anne, he stood up, looked at Chris and said, "This is disgusting." Walked out and said that if she wasn't coming back, he wasn't coming back. Chris was confused. I don't think he even knew what to do. He looked around at all of us and said, "Does anyone else feel that way?" And then Emma, who had been dating Chris for, must be about a year now, Emma said, "Do you know what, Chris? I don't want to be part of something like this." And she followed him out the room too. Chris was flustered. He then looked at all of us and said, well, what should I do? And we all told him, We didn't think it was fair what was going on with Anne, and we didn't think it was fair what was going on with Phil. So he picked up the phone and tried to call Anne to give her back her job. He even said that he would pay out Phil if she came back, but the call didn't go through. Later on, when I tried to get hold of her, it turned out she'd moved across state. She knew she'd never get a job in the city anymore, so she immediately packed up her bags and went to live with her parents. Harry and Emma have walked out for good as well. No one wants to work at that place anymore.
How did that make you feel?
Terrible. I mean, I'm a complete coward. As soon as Anne said she was going to meddle with the payouts, I should have gone straight to Chris with her. We should have told him together that we didn't think it was fair. This whole thing has been so completely pointless.
Gosh, Izzy, I'm sorry about all this, but that's all we have time for today since I've another client coming in. I feel like we've made some really good progress today, and if we can book ourselves in for another appointment next week, maybe we can discuss some coaching strategies.
Oh gosh, sorry, I didn't mean to overrun your time. I better leave before I do any more damage this week. Thank you so much for making the time for me, Mr. Skinner.